The same way I feel about racist jokes and religious jokes is the same way I feel about period jokes. And someone just unleashed a very good one. That periods are not nutritious. Period.
Welcome to Why Do We Do It, guys.
What was the song? There was the song.
Blood, 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 blood.
One blood.
Blood, blood, blood. As you can tell, we're talking about periods.
We're talking about the one blood that comes out every month.
Every month for over half of the population.
Without fail. And it's like 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks of pain and 2 weeks. It's like half the month. There's a period, and then there's the period after the period where there's pain, or before the period, it's cramping.
Actually, no, it's true. It can be before, it can be
2
during,
weeks,
it can be
guys.
after.
I've experienced periods from a neutral standpoint. So like I'm like, it starts on Monday. This whole week complaints about cramping, then rolling, then happiness at the end of the other week. 2 weeks.
And a minor horniness, perhaps.
Minor horniness, yes. And then post-period, there's horniness, and then it's like 2 weeks of happiness, and then again cramping.
I don't feel like I don't feel horny during my period. I'm just like, but there's blood.
I don't have a period, so I don't know.
Bleeding from my vagina, bleeding from my snatch. There's no horniness going on. So we want to shatter myths about periods, like how, not myths necessarily, but just like talk about stuff that girls go through during the period that people, for some reason, guys
don't know. The reason is a lot of these things are nuances. It's like I can ask you what frame rate I'm shooting at. You don't know. You know I'm shooting.
I saw.
Yeah, you see, you're already wrong. But that's the same thing. It's like at there was the triangle of peas. I've called it that.
The peas, the period, and the pooping.
Yeah.
So, like some chicks feel like they need to poo a lot more during the period, but it's not poo. It's just your uterus leaving your system in a blaze of glory. It's not glory. It's actually quite
Is it a blaze though? Because blaze is like
it's red.
I've had
it's pretty red. No,
so
it doesn't
hot.
hurt.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt. Oh, I remember when I was like 9. My friend was like, "Can you feel your period leaving?" And I was like, "That's a really good question." It's like you're peeing all the time, but you don't know. Because it's always tracking, but you can't really feel it tracking unless you sneeze. In which case, you feel every single rivulet of redness. Hey.
What up, nigga?
Hey, yeah,
so what you're saying is,
I was
you
so
sneeze,
cool for 2 seconds.
Period chomokas.
And it doesn't chomoka like this. It chomokas like, like that. Yeah.
Why? Do you know these adverts? They really like to.
Oh my gosh! Okay, 8
on
days.
TV.
That's a lie. All of a lie. Up to 8 hours long. No one looks like that on their period.
You don't see no sneezing in those adverts.
Most of the time, no. Most of the time during your period, you're like. In fact, you're sitting on one cheek like this because you're like. Did I leave a stain? When you stand up, you're like signaling to your friends. Girls have signals, eh? Like when you're standing, you're like. Because you know you need people.
Check it out.
Because you can leak out.
You've watched Deadpool. I can really employ. If I was a girl, I'd really employ his tactics. You wear the same color pants as whatever's going to happen that day.
Yeah, that guy wore brown pants.
He had the right idea.
That was the best movie. Do you know what period smells like?
I don't. So maybe again, things that you need to give us the nuances.
Period smells like metal. It smells like irony.
I appreciate it. I appreciate all my exes and people I've slept with because I've never really smelled a period. Thank you, guys.
Period sex?
It didn't smell.
You know, there's some people who enjoy period sex because it's not like there's going to be a lake of... No, people.
When you say people, you mean men or women?
Both. There's some guys who like the smell.
Guys like sex generally.
Guys like sex generally, and sometimes the period they're like, okay, no problem. Like it's dark, it makes it fluider because like the vagina is very more... So, no, for real, yeah. So it's like... It's
guys,
like
the
wetter.
sound is...
Some guys don't mind it, and some guys also don't mind giving girls like head when they're on the period.
My name is not Dracula.
You don't have to be Dracula to give head on a period. It doesn't mean you're Dracula. Are you drinking the blood?
But it's going in your mouth.
Like, does blood sustain you? Of course you're not Dracula. Where are you going with this? Okay, so I didn't know period sex wasn't a thing. I thought it was.
Period sex is not as common as people think it is. Guys don't generally like, especially if you're getting a lot of sex, you're not gonna be that thirsty for the sex, so you can wait. Because you know you're gonna, as long as
if you're in a steady relationship.
Yeah, exactly. if this is just some random chick that you're hooking up with, you might consider just doing it and moving on with life.
Me, what I have things against is people who do these things for not telling people that they're on their period when they're already here. That is so mean.
I like
that
disclaimers.
Nonsense behavior.
What
is that?
Because girls, you like to act, and we appreciate this act. You act like you don't know what we're doing when we say you should come over for lunch or come we hang out and watch movies.
I'm coming for lunch, though.
No, but there's a likelihood. So a lot of girls, in my experience, they just give you a disclaimer.
So
by
do
the
you want
way,
me to tell you at the beginning?
I'll come over for lunch. Okay, by the way, I'm rolling.
But you don't feel like it's presumptuous of me to assume that you want to sleep with me if you haven't.
No, it's not. I'm a guy.
But that's presumptuous of guys. That's assuming that all guys, anytime they invite. Okay, so all the girls you've invited over, you always wanted something.
No. I'm just saying, there's a chance that sex will happen.
For real, tell people before.
Forget even that you're being invited over. If you feel like there's a chance that sex is going to happen at any point in your interaction with this person and you're rolling, just say, by the way, I'm rolling. I know you're kissing me and I'm enjoying it, but I'm rolling.
In fact, tell people anything to do with your vagina, just aside from
give information. Guys don't know shit about vaginas.
If you got a little herpes, if you got a UTI, if you got a touch of chlamydia, like guys, please, like it's not right. Like someone's gonna go down there and also vaginas that smell like fish are sick. That's not how vaginas are supposed to smell. Like vaginas are supposed to smell like vaginas. I
appreciate healthy vaginas.
So if you got a little bit of trichomoniasis,
take care of your vaginas.
Up in your shit, tell people.
What? It sounds like those diseases from the farm.
It's mean to let a guy go down on you and you're on your period and then he does like this.
Listen, women, I know you guys might just assume that guys know we know a lot of things about things that don't matter. Vaginas are not things we know much about.
That.
Because
in school, you like vaginas, why don't you know?
In school, you're not taught these things. After school, you're not taught these things. You're having sex, you learn about how to make yourself happy. And then if you're a gentleman like me, you learn how to make the other person happy.
But let me ask you. See, there's a lot of things that you know that you were not taught in school that you taught for. And you're in vaginas, you like vaginas, you are regularly looking for vaginas.
But if you keep getting vagina consistently, there's not much time to be thinking about the details.
I know. Please care about the details. Also,
care about the details.
Can I just say what you do when your girlfriend is on her period or your person in your life or your sister or whatever?
First, don't make any stupid jokes. She will really snap your neck.
Don't say something like, is that time of the month? Oh my gosh. Don't.
Even if she's being irrational because of her period, don't say it. Because people can be irrational
off their period.
Don't say it.
Just please don't make stupid jokes and then buy them things like chocolate.
Yes.
And hot water bottles and give them blankets
and also
cuddles.
allow them to just be alone.
Cuddles just needs a message. It needs to be just PSA. Cuddles, yeah. Cuddles are great.
Cuddle them.
Yes. Cuddle and cajole. I'm ready. And then rub their backs and then rub their... Just rub anywhere they tell you to rub.
Actually, yeah.
Anywhere they tell you to rub. Just make life easier for your woman.
Yeah, that's what I just said. If she tells you fuck off, just go.
Just fuck off.
It's not personal. Yeah. It's just she's not feeling your stories or anyone's for that matter.
We don't know.
So we should list the misconceptions and things that people don't know, and people being mostly guys, because I feel girls generally, if you're above 18 or if you've ever had your period,
above 11,
if you've ever had your period, if you've ever had a period, you know about periods.
Do you know how old girls are when they start?
Old girls?
How old girls are.
When they start having periods, see, it's puberty. So 10, 11, I'm sure even 9, I'm sure someone has had a period.
How old are guys when they have their first erection?
That's a hard one.
So I decided I'm going to vote, even though I'm not a voter. I don't like voting because I don't think it has a point. However, recent developments in our Kenyan
political
not even just political,
landscape.
It's everything. It's political, it's economic, yes.
That's politics.
Kenya's landscape. Political,
politics
economical, socio-economic.
Everything.
Okay, so in our political landscape have really made me feel like I just should be doing everything that is possible that can make people stop doing stupid things. Like, Uhuru Kenyatta's sister being implicated in admitting to tax evasion on TV and walking out of the studio without being arrested.
Trump,
and Ezekiel Mutua saying nothing. But he has time to come to artists for Snapchat, but he doesn't have time to call out corruption.
That's all is stupid. Anyway, we will discuss that.
We've already done that story. Or like, the 5 billion health scandal, which was supposed to be for managing
HIV. What are you doing with 5 billion? Who is this guy?
Vaccines,
these people don't even own Ferraris. They live in a fucking apartment somewhere.
They're not stealing, right? Haven't decided.
This is the thing,
I'm gonna vote.
a lot of people, such as yourself, have been apathetic for a long time because...
Can I just
you
clarify?
said you didn't vote, eh?
I haven't been apathetic. Not voting does not mean you're apathetic, because
What
you
does
can
that
still be an
mean?
active citizen without being apathetic. It means I'm trying to do, you know how you say you try and do what makes sense for you? I'm trying to do what makes sense for me.
Not voting makes you, like, you're apathetic towards voting.
I'm apathetic towards voting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
A lot of people have been apathetic, and I don't know if these stats are correct. We'll confirm. But someone said that the number of the last election, the number of votes that Uhuru got was 7 million. Raila was 7 something.
About 5.
Like there was 7 point something.
And then miscellaneous was like 2. Like the total number of people who voted of the 42 million in Kenya was like 12 million. Like it wasn't.
And the people
it's
who
not a
are
large number
apathetic,
of us who vote.
the ones who, me I voted, but there's a 9 million block of people who didn't vote. And those are also Kenyans who have power, but they feel powerless because of the situation that's going on in the country. The only way to make things change is to empower yourself and be empowered by other people around you. Know what you have and what you can do.
So what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know yet. Like, this is the problem of politics, because politics is such a large beast.
You're not even sure what you're doing.
You don't know what you can do and how it can affect the larger scale of things.
Yeah.
So there needs to be some organization. We need leaders, guys. We need people who actually care about something other than their fucking fat stomachs. You see, that's what they do. They just grow fat. Something must be done. What I'm saying is I don't know what can be done and what should be done, but something must be done.
I think also it's important to, like, if you're not going to vote, like, do something. Like, sign petitions to disband KFCB and blah, blah, blah. Or come for the march on the 12th of December. Or have conversations in your platforms.
Actually, Abigail,
in your network.
we are already doing something about the whole political...
Yeah, but we
because
have
we're
to
talking
do more.
about it.
Like, these motherfuckers
we have to do
is
more,
such
but we're doing
bullshit.
something.
And we have to also really not forget, because this whole... We'll forget and then we'll move on, and then, like, you guys, there's a scandal every single fucking week. Of course you're going to forget some of them.
And this is the most scandalous government ever.
You're really being robbed. Like, you're really, really being robbed. You're being robbed. Your children are being robbed.
And especially, but there's honest, hardworking Kenyans everywhere. In fact, they're the majority of the people. They pay taxes every day, every month, TG, NSSF, and it's what... If you've bought anything in a shop ever you've paid tax.
Yeah.
And this tax is being consumed by fat cats everywhere, doing absolutely jack shit with that money.
So if you're not doing anything, do something. And if you're doing something, try and do more, because we need more, because Kenya is a fucking mess.
Make your voice heard.
And the people who are going to be paying this debt, for those of you who are having children, are your children. Like, they're going to be paying the debts that we've taken for building our roads, the debts that, like...
And we means these people who are 50, 60 years old. These are the politicians.
These guys are leaving, and they're leaving
they have, at best, 20, 30 years on their life. With their lifestyle, the things they eat, the way they behave, they have 20, 30 years max. In 20, 30 years, we'll still be paying debts from China, from everyone who has land in our fucking...
For a really long time.
We'll be paying all these debts.
For a really long time.
Also, who have 50 years plus on this fucking country.
Read your constitution also, and understand that you can take people out, and the things that people who are stopping you for are illegal and they shouldn't be doing it. For example, did you know that it is... Like, the things that a Kenyan is entitled to. Like, you're entitled to sanitation, you're entitled to water, you're entitled to healthcare. You're not supposed to be turned away from emergency. Like, if you go to hospital and you're dying, they're not allowed to turn you away. Yeah. Which they do all the time anyway. But they're not allowed to do that.
There's a guy who died from Roisa because of that. Yeah.
For me, personally, there's nowhere else I can live. Like, I can't visualize living in another country.
That's not even the point. I can live in many other places.
I can live in many other places. This is my home. And how about those people? But how about those people?
That's what I'm saying. That's not the point. There are people who can't. And they're the majority of the people.
And if this is all I'm left with,
make it better.
Exactly. If this is all I'm left with, then we have to do better.
Guys, we have innovation. We have smart people. We have loving people. We have gentle people. We have every kind of person in the world. Kenya is a very beautiful place. In fact, it's one of the most accepting places in the universe, of this earth of ours that we call home. So we must do better. We must show our better side.
See you next season.
What? We're out, by the way, in case you didn't notice.
Thank you for watching. See you next season.
Don't drive drunk. All those nice things. Subscribe, like, share, all other things.
And don't drive and text, niggas. Bye, guys.
Do better. Do better.
And Edgar, don't Snapchat.
That wasn't me.